Yo, it's Friday night, 9 p.m. sharp. You know what time it is.
Narcocop and Timothy T hitting you with that Lambo energy.
He's Mike by name, but the streets call Narcocop. Used to bust dealers, now he's busting long shots. Retired badge, now he's bad with the bets. Octagon fiend, cashing slips, no regrets. Friday night fights, Seki poured on ice. Lambo plays podcast, breaking down the price. Got parlays, KO, subs in round 3. Split decision magic, cash it like a G. Lambo plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KO's a B, round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big, LFG. Tim Troiano, lotion in hand. Tennis coach by day, fight fan of the land. Watching WMMA, yeah, you know the drill. Playing with himself, just joking, but still. Impressions fly, Katona in the house. Roses Jr. squeaking, Tim's loud like a mouse. Cornholio vibes, he's stealing the show. Narcos like bruh, but they still go toe to toe. Round 2 chaos, round 3 gold. Split decisions, bets unfold. Side case sipping, parlays lit. Lambo energy, never quit. Lambo plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KOSOB, round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big, LFG.
Narcocop, Timothy T, Friday nights, yes. Lambo plays podcast. Where long shots live large and splits hit harder. We out. We out. We out.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Narcocop MMA. This is the Lambo Plays Podcast, episode 142. I'm your host, Mike, along with my co-host, Timothy Troiano. Timothy, episode 142. We're almost at 150. Yeah, man, it's UFC Vegas 109, 12 fights. Some of the weirdest shit I've ever seen. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit on the scales today. I don't even know what was going on, but I was watching the weigh-ins, and I don't know that guy's name, the older man that weighs him in at Vegas, but either his wife pissed him off at home or Dana White talked shit to him, because like this guy was on the scales today, dude. Like it was crazy. But how are you doing on this fine Friday evening? I heard whispers that there's going to be a guy going to be in Vegas, going to be gambling a little bit this coming up week. So yeah, tell us how life is going and what's in the near future here.
Yeah, man. Pumped to do the show. Sunday, I head out for Sin City, do a little Vegas time to gain like 10 pounds of just eating all day long. You've seen me at the Caesars buffet before. Yeah, no, it's going to be fucking great. Can't wait. Play some poker, eat a bunch of food. Super stoked. Yeah,
the last time I was there, I was in Vegas, during the summer, right? For WSOP. Yeah, I was there, and I went to the Caesars buffet, and security came up to me. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Tapping my shoulder here, and the security goes, you're Mike, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, I'm Mike. You don't happen to come with Tim this time, did you? I'm like, yeah. How did you go know that guy's name? He goes, oh, we got him up on the sheet up there. He's banned from our property from coming into the buffet. So I'm like, all right, and I totally forgot to tell you. So yeah, just so you know, they have your picture up. Like you're eating way too much for $99. Bro.
I have glasses and a Patty Pimblett wig that I'm wearing.
Oh,
so
you're good.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to.
Yeah, you're good. I mean, if you would have went with me, they probably would have been suspicious because I mean, we were together, but you're not going with me. So yeah, you're good this time. All right. Let's go over to chat here. It's Mushroom MMA. What's up, my friend? Thank you for joining. Azure. I mean, honestly, Tim, who supports us more than Azure? Like on Twitter, and she's always posting and retweeting, and so I appreciate her very much. She always supports. Jackie Blaine, what's up, my man? Thank you for joining. Two of the very best in the busy says thank you, blessing my TV screen. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you very much. All right, Dixon, what happened now? My boss has me driving this old lady to her house. So if you don't see me in the chat, don't be alarmed. I'm here in Soul Mind and in Lotion. Why the hell would you have a Lotion with the old lady in your car driving her to the house? Now, that's a scary thing there.
Old ladies need lotion too, dude. You know?
I mean, what is going on? Are you sure you're just driving her to her house or what? What's going on here? Daz, this is going to be the most interesting Lambos. He says violence incoming might mean some good round picks. Bookies open. Let's go. All right. Ted B, let's go. Mark Schillenberg, let's effing go. Getting here in live. Yeah, appreciate you. Evelyn Stone, let's go. She is in the house. William Tyner, a podcast on Santino's channel, a live stream Wednesday, and Lambo Plays Now. Have you even slept? Yeah, man. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys right now. I was just telling Tim before we came on live. I'm going to start pumping out a lot more content. I have an actual editor / producer that's going to do a lot of stuff for me, man. That, shout out to him, David. He's going to be doing a lot of producing, and that's all he does. So, yeah, I'm just going to pump out more content. You're going to see a lot more stuff from me, and hopefully I don't burn out. That's the only thing I'm scared of between running a Discord, putting out pics, doing tape, doing content. It's going to be tough, but listen, you only live one time, so make the most out of it. William Robbins, heyo. Double flush says, let's cash them. Tim DePetris, let's go. City Boy has reposted our stream, Tim. I wish more people would repost on X. That would be good. We would just get more live viewers in here. Mushroom says, I've been live for every show, and like Rodney Dangerfield, you always, come on. I always shout you out. You're one of our main, you're always supporting us. What do you mean? I don't shout you out. Every show I shout you out. I shout you out also because you love that intro song. Don't forget. Every fucking show I say how much you like that intro song. So don't say I don't shout you out. There's a shout out right there for you, Mushroom. Mike, first off, great show with Brandon this week and love the midweek show. My question is, do you or have you ever watched Chicago PD? Yeah, show is so fake, bro. That's not what goes on in real life. I don't know if you listened to that podcast with Brandon. I actually gave out a story of mine.
I heard it, yeah.
Like, dude, I never share stories. I mean, have you ever heard me share a story, Tim, with you? I've known you for forever.
Not on those, no.
I really don't. But I mean, if I go into my vault, because I have like a thing with all my big awards, and I would start remembering all this fucking shit that happened. That's probably mind blowing. But anyways, Abdi says fatty. I don't know what that means, but okay.
Because I was talking about eating so much.
Oh, okay, that's what he means. That makes sense. Blum Dog, hey, what's up, everybody? Let's cash a long shot. Yeah. We need to hit a Lambo, bro. Like Lambo parlay. This is crazy. Buster Cherry, what's up, boys? Haymaker, what's up, goats? A lot of you. Thank you, my friend. Elijah Juan, let's effing go. Jewish better, my man. Jewish better. Let's go. Dude, I got some insane stats for you guys this week. I don't think no one's ever mentioned it all week. I've got some stats that will absolutely blow people's minds when I say them, but I kind of dug deep on some of these, and they're crazy. Fight Talk. Sup, Narco and Tim Dog. Happy to catch you boys live. Appreciate you, my man. Tim DePetris says, my wife walking by said, he just say your effing name? Yes, I said your name. All right. I love my chat. All right. 187 of you in here. Retweet, like, do whatever you need to do. Let's get more people in here. I Am I asking too much if it's 400, Tim?
No, not at all.
All
No,
right.
no.
Well,
I mean, more importantly, dude, we got to get you like 60 plus more subscriptions and you'll get to 3K. You're like 2.9.
actually, I need, yeah, I'm at 2.94 almost. You're right.
Yeah, get him 60.
60 months.
Come on, that should
All
be
right.
the goal.
Yeah, that is the goal. All right. First fight of the night. It is a very, very short notice fight for both guys. It is in the light heavyweight division because they couldn't make middleweight. So it's the 11-6-1 Cody Brundage versus the 9-3-1 Eric Mecanico. The second fight is a women's fight, so I guess I have to go first. It's just rules. But yeah, I mean, Cody Brundage, I mean, listen, from everything I've heard from this guy, and I know that people that know him personally, one of my good friends knows him, Tyler, he talks to him, says he's such a great guy. Everybody talks about how nice of a guy he is. And on the mic, he seems like a great guy, but damn, in that ring, he's such a weasel, dude. He is such a weasel. I mean, how many times, looking back at this guy, illegal blow, elbow blow like that, he was going to lose that fight. No contest to Razak. He was again going to lose that fight. The Mansour fight, he lost. And luckily for him, it was in the state of Georgia where they have to actually, someone mentioned it to me. Georgia is one of the only states that just because you're in round 3, you actually have to complete the round for them to grade that round. So now it goes back to the other 2 rounds, and it was 1-1. So it became a draw. This guy's lucky, he's just lucky. But, talking about this fight, they're fighting at 205, obviously. So the weight cut is not a thing. If you see, Brundage weighed only 202 at weigh-ins. So probably is not, he's probably walking around, I guess, around this weight, I would assume. Mecanico has fought at 205 before. You could see he's a little bit thicker, a little bit bigger. But this guy's 35 years old. He's got only 1 fight in the UFC, so it's not like he's some prospect. His wins are not like great, but they're not terrible on the regionals, right? You got to win over Mackie Patolo, Tyler Ray. I know Kevin Felipe, like he's an okay journeyman in the regionals. But Tim, all 3 of this guy's losses are by KO. All right. And that's not good, right? Like the other thing is, like, even when he's not getting KO'd, Tim, in his wins, he's getting hurt in like almost every fight. Maki Patolo hurt him. Tyler Ray hurt him. I forgot which other. There was another fight that I saw him get hurt. Like, just way too many times this dude is getting hurt, dude. So his chin is not very good, But like, kind of the same thing could be said for Brundage, right? Like, his chin is not great. The truth is, he's kind of a guy that like is a front runner, right? When shit doesn't go right, it's kind of downhill from there for him. I do think that potentially he can hurt and finish Mecanico here early. But that price is so bad. Like KO1 for like Brundage, like plus 130, dude. Like, what world are we living in that KO1 for Brundage is plus 130? Like, I remember
20.
it was like 25-1.
Yeah.
KO1.
Yeah.
Or whatever, right? And I hit it luckily because he got DQ'd. Did Malkoon. I won that bet. But like, how do we go from fucking 28-1 to like one, plus 100 or plus 130? Like, what's going on? These bookies have really over adjusted. And so, like, I'm just going to play the other guy, KO 1 and 2, Tim. Mecanico. Like, are you going to be surprised if Mecanico lands on him and hurts him and knocks him out? Like, we saw Marquez hurt him. Mecanico hits pretty damn hard and he goes to the body. I know he doesn't throw a lot of volume, but like, it's probably a better striker than Marquez, So KO1 is 12-1 for him. KO2 is 16-1. for Mechanico. I mean, why not? You know, like it's not like he's dealing with someone that's super durable in Brundage. And I think these lines are like this, Tim, because he went 3 rounds last time in a fight where they were just literally looking at each other for 2 rounds. They didn't throw any punches, Malik and him. So, like, I'm going to take a shot. They're big prices, 12-1, 16-1 on a guy that doesn't have a great chin, gets hurt a lot, has been knocked out before. Sign me up. Like, I mean, he's going to swing too. That's the thing. He's probably going to swing early and he could get caught. And I get 12-1 on a KO1. So, yeah. I do think Brundage probably wins this fight just because of how chinny this dude is. But honestly, it would not shock me if Mechanico beat him. So, and not to mention, I would never lay minus 175 with Brundage. I'm sorry. I just couldn't. It's minus 175 now. I'd probably play the other side, if anything. But I can't. Like, these short notice, like 2-3 days, and they just mishmash 2 guys together. Like it's just fucking toss a coin. Who the fuck knows, you know? And they're both not very high-level fighters. So, yeah. What do you have here, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, to go a little bit different path than what you were talking about with Cody Brundage, like, I just think that the respect has to be put on this guy's name. We're going to, we're talking about like kind of like politics. You said certain facts about him. I'm going to say certain facts about him. I mean, the guy has lost 1 time since July 2023. He's lost once, right? That's a fact. Okay. This guy fucking KOs /TKO/DQ Jacob Malkoun, who's a super durable guy in round 1, right? This guy lasts 2 rounds with fucking major hype. Bo Nickel, who we all know is just fucking awesome. Last 7 minutes with this guy grappling. That's fucking elite, right? KO Zach Reese in a position where he was never in trouble at all, right? Abdul Al-Rassal, I mean, that's a no contest, but like clearly the fight was,
No. That one, he had Abdul right where he wanted him.
Yeah, no contest. It was literally like they called it a no contest because it was just, they shouldn't have even had a contest, right? Julian Marquez, never a doubt, KO. Never a doubt.
Both mouthpieces came out.
Both mouthpieces. Judge, the ref didn't help him out at all. Nope. I know people are saying that shit, but like,
nope,
totally legit KO, no problem. Yep. And then Malik, like last fight, like just that's as drawish as you could have gotten, right?
Do you think by any chance him and Malik like had an agreement? Don't throw any punches for the first two rounds.
That's what really what a draw is, There's
I'm just saying.
Yeah. So I think there should be some respect put on his name. But that being said, I kind of think that this fight is like, I don't disagree that either one of these guys could finish the other. I think that there's quit in both of the guys. But I kind of like look at the Malik fight, and then I look at how Mechanico fought his debut, and I kind of think that these guys could stare at each other too. Like these guys could both do nothing, or could have moments each in each round. And I think Cody's probably more reliable to start off better, and I think Eric's got a little bit better cardio and might end off better. So I'm going back to the well, man, on this one. I see an end split number at plus 900, and I'm like, yeah, give me some of that. Short notice for both guys too, so it could be like super sloppy if they both are tired. So yeah, ends by split at plus 900. I think that's pretty good. Cody's split is plus 1800, but I just like the end split.
Dude, you're so right. Like, yeah, I mean, it could really be where, because Mechanico is like a low volume, like kind of take it easy type of guy. So I could see that. If you give Brundage that kind of fight, he might fight like that, I don't know if he was the only thing that I can say is maybe he was a little scared of Malik.
I think that's for sure. But what was Malik afraid of?
Of hitting him in the back of the head or illegal striking him to a loss.
Getting disqualified.
I mean, what else would he be scared of?
Yeah, right.
So, all right, let me go over to chat. What's up, Dissection, my man? Dissection, that's my man right there, because he does all my timestamps, dude. He even did it the midweek. He does it all the time for Lambo, so I appreciate him. And he's also the GOAT of EFC and all these other fucking, some of the worst fucking organizations you can possibly think of. I have no idea how he knows some of those guys, but dude, those are some brutal organizations. Philly Joel just made it. Marlon Moraes just pulled me over. Marlon Moraes, police officer, huh? What the fuck? Marlon Moraes is a police officer now? He went from being the chinniest fucking guy to a police officer? What is going on here?
That's not going to go well when he has certain things.
So what happened? Well, Joel, what happened? Did he give you a ticket, or you made it? But I hope he didn't give you a ticket. You know, by the way, if you want me to, if you want me to make a call to him, I can tell him not. If he did give you a ticket, I can tell him not to show up to court, and it'll get tossed. So just let me know. I'll make that phone call for you. Marcus, what's up, my man? Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Who else is in here? What else do they have to say on this one? I agree. He says, I hate you. Yeah, it's too much, dude. It's too, I hate this late minute shit. What's up, Meatball? Jack also in the house. Cody H, he was downloading. Yeah, he was definitely downloading in that fight. Fucking, I don't know what he was downloading, but and the crazy part in that fight is they came out in round 3 and absolutely started going at it right from the beginning. I'm like, wait, what happened? Where was this the first 2 rounds? But it was crazy. All right, Tim. Second fight of the night. It is in the flyweight division. It is the 10-3 Gabriela Fernandez versus the 11-8-1 Julia Storyolenko. And this one's yours. Probably no lotion. I don't know. I
mean, just depends on
a little bit.
Yeah, it just depends on the kind of guy you are. Yeah.
All right.
I might save half of it for the Hill Lucinda fight, but yeah, no. This fight is Stolyarenko fights are pretty easy to cap. I mean, she's not a great striker. Blocks punches with her face. Super unathletic. Really sub 1 or bust. She's gotten. I don't think she's won a decision ever, and I think she's only gotten 1 sub in round 2. So pretty much armbar or bust in round 1. Doesn't have great takedowns in wrestling. She's kind of body lock, trip type fighter. So I don't know. I just think it's going to be, obviously I think Fernandez has fought, her kryptonite has been against good grapplers. But I would put Teresa Bleda and obviously Jasmine are just different galaxies of wrestlers and grapplers than Julia, especially wrestlers. I think that Julia, if she gets on top, obviously she's dangerous with her patented move. But yeah, I mean, I just think that Gabby's physically going to be strong enough to keep the fight, standing. And if it's standing, I just think eventually she's going to she's going to basically fucking put Julia on the ground a couple times. And if Julia goes to the ground and pulls guard, I think this is the type of fight where ground and pound. And I just think that Fernandez can finish her. So give me Fernandez round 2 plus 460, round 3 plus 700. I'm not saying I think the sub is live, but I'd rather just take both options than I think it's KO 80%, maybe even 90%. But I think just to play it safe there. If you're on Stolyarenko sub 1 is plus 1100. I think that's her money line. So that's better than her actual money line, in my opinion. So, and there's no way that I think that I just can't see decision equity. I could see obviously maybe round within a minute of round 2 or a minute and a half of round 2. But yeah, I think if you're on Stolyarenko, you just do round 1 sub as your hedge.
All right. Yeah, I mean, this, dude, Stolyarenko is gonna go for it early. Let's be honest. She's gonna try to get the takedown like she normally does. I don't really think her wrestling is great, to be honest, but in a lot of her fights, she's getting the fight to the ground. I'm looking back, and in her last 1, 2, 3, 4 fights, she's gotten the fight to the ground every single time. Even against Julia Avila, she got the fight to the ground. And when she gets it there, like she's dangerous, right? Like she's literally hunting for submissions. Here in her last 5 fights, Tim, she's got 8 submission attempts in her last 5 fights. So she is going to hunt for them no matter what, because she knows that when it stands up, she's probably screwed. Like she's defensively very, very void. You know, she's striking with her chin up in the air. Her striking is very, very bad, man. Like, I mean, she's throwing punches. I can't believe at this stage in her career, she's still that bad at striking. You know, she's extremely bad. And, you know, it's women's flyweight, but Gabriel Fernandez hits hard, man. She hits very, very hard for 125. Like I get it. She doesn't have a lot of knockouts. She's only got 2, but she hits like Kang Wang was almost basically a knockout, you know, and she just, you know, she choked her. Beleda and Jazavicius, it was kind of not fair because she was on the ground for like 10 minutes in both fights, you know, like just didn't even really have a chance to strike. But you watch her you know, regional tape and she's got decent power, man. And she's built like a tank. The other thing is fun fact is her first win, Tim, is a KO1 over none other than Yasmin Lucindo, who's fighting on this card. So yeah, she knocked out Yasmin Lucindo in her pro debut. And Yasmin Lucindo had to be like fucking 16 years old or something. I mean, she's 23 now, Tim. And she got knocked out in 2018. So do the math. How old is that?
Yeah, she was like in 7th grade. Yes.
Yeah.
We lost him. Shit. All right, man. Well, I'm going to be running the show here for a little bit. Hopefully he'll be back soon. Guys can check out. There we are.
Right. You know what's crazy, Tim? She had fucking 4 fights before that. Yasmin Lucindo. Like 2017. This chick is like 15 years old and she's fighting.
Yeah, that's insane.
But anyways, yeah, I just feel like Fernandez is gonna knock her out, dude. I really do. I don't care if it's 125. I mean, if you're gonna play Storyalenko, which I did, and I gave it out, I think her sub 1-2 astronomical numbers are just gonna be like auto clicks just because she goes for it. You know, she's gonna attempt them. Your bet's gonna look good, and she can get them. Listen, she can get them. She's a very, very, very good armbar specialist, right? So she can get that submission. And I've seen Gabriella been put in submissions before. It's not like she can't be. So yeah, I mean, I just like Fernandez KO here. I think she's not gonna sub her. Maybe she doesn't even get it to the ground. And on the feet, she's gonna absolutely kill her. When you're looking at Storyalenko and you're looking at a girl like Carolina landing on her, wobbling her, you look at Chandler just absolutely maul and destroy her on the ground. This is the hardest hitter she's ever faced by a country mile. Like, look at these girls she's faced. Like, Carolina doesn't have power, really. You know, Chelsea Chandler, I mean, this girl runs face first into the fence. She has no power, right? So it's like none of these girls really have power that she's faced. Now she's facing a legit girl that has power. So being defensively void, not to mention she gasses so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So bad. That gas is very, very bad, especially when it fails at takedowns. So KO is 200. If you want to get a little bit better price, 2-3 is 380. I think it probably happens past 1, but the problem is it could happen in 1. Honestly,
it could for sure.
So that's why I'm just going with plus 200. I'm fine with it. I think it's fine, even in a WMMA fight, just because the gap in striking is honestly very, very big here. What else we got here? Storyalenko. Yeah, bro, she's a robot, literally. You are not fucking lying, man. You are not lying. Sub 2-3 Y3. I don't think she's gonna be alive in fucking 3. I'm scared to go Fernandez in a parlay. Yeah, I wouldn't parlay her just because of the price and the early. I do think Fernandez might be a great live spot.
Yeah, if she gets taken down for sure.
Exactly. Which I think it could happen. It could happen. I like the point deduction. Why? What's the reasoning behind that?
No, it was for Kashgar fight.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, that's possible. Is this not the best show? Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. What else do we have? Tim, you see what they said? Your joke disconnected me. Let's effing go. Chronic Combat Conversations in the house. Wait, what is this? I'm here, fellas. I need cash to throw on Edwards. Oh, God. Again. Oh, fuck. I totally forgot Edwards is on this card. That is not fucking good. Walgreens is in trouble. Local Walgreens by Tim. They're fucked. All right. Let's move on. Fight number 3, Tim. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 10-3 Uros Medic versus the 7-3 Gilbert Urbina. You can kick us off here.
Hey, I'm echoing in yours. I'm sorry, I can hear you. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I think this fight is just interesting. I mean, I think Medic probably knocks him out, but I'm gonna take a shot on a big. I think that this fight is like eerily similar. It could be similar to the Pulayev and Nick Klein fight last week, stylistically. And I don't think that like Urbina is as bad standing and striking as Klein is, but I think he's a guy that's potentially could sell out early to get takedowns and go for subs in this fight. I think it's his biggest advantage in the fight. I think Medic has shown just to be kind of deficient in that area. Medic also he's got really big power in his hands. So I think if you're, Urbina, you're looking to try to take this fight to the ground, but he could go full Herzog and strike with him. So, I like a couple of them. I like Urbina sub plus 750. Urbina sub 1 is plus 1600. I'll take a small stab at those just to if he goes for the path that he should. I think that it's possible that he could get a sub and maybe even round 2. But I think he's got to push a heavy grappling pace against Medic. Otherwise, he's going to get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I talked to Gilbert. I actually talked to him this week. I've been talking to him for a while. I met him in Vegas. I hung out with him and his brothers. Really, really good dudes. The issue I have with Gilbert is like his training situation is just very weird, man. I look at his IG and, he's in Vegas and the only place he trains in is the PI, right? And I'm not knocking the PI. It's fine. A lot of people go to train there, but it's like, I never see him train with like other fighters. Like I don't see any coaches. I don't see, you kind of need, he's only 29, he's still young. And it's like the training situation just seems fucked up for him. Like I would like to see him in a real gym, training against other guys and getting some good rounds in. But if you're constantly going with just your brothers or, from what I've seen, which I don't know for sure, but I mean, it's not ideal, right? I do think that, if he fights smart here, like he could have a chance to win, honestly, if he fights smart, just push a heavy grappling pace. His cardio is actually like, here's the thing with Urbina, and I have said this before about him. If you go back and watch his regional, like the Sean Brady fight, the Trevino fight, like he's got actually pretty good fucking cardio. He can go 3. I mean, that Brady fight was a lot of freaking grappling back and forth. And, his cardio held up pretty damn good. So, like, if he comes out like the battle fight, I don't know if you remember the battle in Tough. Like, he just came out guns a-blazing. He's like, screw it. Short notice. I took Gore's spot. I shouldn't be here. Let me go in and try to sub or even knock out Battle. Take him down, ground and pound, whatever. And he took his back, and he had very good success in round 1. But then in round 2, he slowed down. He kind of gassed, and Battles, took over and subbed him. Now, the last fight against Radke, it's like, I think it was, here's the thing with the Radke fight. It was a terrible stylistic matchup in the sense that one of the things that Urbina does really, really bad is he drops his right hand, and he's extremely susceptible to the left hook. And if you watch Radke, almost all of his knockouts come from the left hook. He has a really, really good left hook, right? So it was just one of those where it's a terrible matchup. Now he's facing a southpaw now who's pretty long. He has a lot of power. He's a technical striker, which is not good. It's not good against Urbina when you're a technical striker. I do think he's going to push in round 1 and try to take him down, maybe have some success, cage pushing, stuff like that. There's really not much I love here. I mean, Medic KO2 is 380. I think it could be 1, it could be 2. KO 1-2, Tim, is minus 120. Is disgusting. So I don't mind your shot, honestly. If you're going to take a shot, maybe even like an Urbina decision, and if people say, what does an Urbina decision look like? It looks like with takedowns, rinse and repeat, and cage pushing, stuff like that, just and winning a decision, not really striking with the guy. So I don't think that's out of the realm, right? Like his decision is astronomical, Tim. It's 12-1, and I looked at it and I'm like, man, like, what is really Urbina's path here? Like, I don't think he's much of a finisher, to be honest. I don't think he has some great jiu-jitsu. So, and I know it doesn't take a lot. Like, I mean, that was a face crank from Orlabai to sub him. But I will say, Orlabai worked very, very hard in that fight to get takedowns and kind of like get to that position, right? So, I think in a fight where, I don't think probably goes to decision. I don't think it gets there. But plus 1,200, I mean, for decision, man, it's kind of crazy, right? Don't you think? I mean, so yeah, those are the two plays I would honestly look at, plus 380 on the KO2, which is at the end of the day, it's a terrible price, guys. It really is. I don't think you should be playing that, but if you want to take a crack on that decision at 12-1, I mean, why would I fault you for that? Because I do think that's probably Urbina's path, honestly. I do think Medic can survive and like he wouldn't finish him, So let's move on. Fight number 4. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 15-6 Jocelyn Edwards versus the 13-6 Priscilla Cachoeira. Yeah, I mean, I think this fight goes to decision, personally. I think Edwards can get takedowns here and there. I don't think she has like great jiu-jitsu, to be honest. I don't think her jiu-jitsu is very good. Her top control is okay. She gets reversed a lot, which is concerning. But I don't really see Cachoeira reversing. She's terrible off her back, So, the one thing Cachoeira is tough. She could take a lot of punishment. She doesn't quit, like as far as that stuff. But if there's anything she's not great with is, defending submissions, right? She can get subbed. And I think she can get subbed later in the fight. That's how I'm looking at this. Because when you get a technician like Jillian Robertson, right? She gets you down. Yeah, she can sub you in round 1 because she's that good, right? But when you have a girl like Edwards take you down, I don't really think she's good enough to sub you that early, right? I think she's more of a, similar to the Vidal fight, break you and then potentially sub you, right? So this girl's been sub 4 times, Tim Cachoeira. 3 out of the 4 have been in round 2 and 3. We just saw Edwards finish Vidal in round 3 via sub. 2-3 sub plus 700. Jocelyn Edwards. I think the fight goes to decision. I think Jocelyn Edwards wins easily. But when we're talking about Lambos, I think 2-3 sub at plus 700 for me is how I'm going to go here.
Yeah, the Vidal was glorious whisper bet. We got her on that one. She she had to bring it for our hearts on that one. She had to cash us out barely. But I think that that's a fight where I kind of think that Vidal is, she gassed, so don't get me wrong, but I think her like sub defense and jiu-jitsu and like just general size is better than Priscilla's. Like Priscilla like is a 125er that's now fighting at 135. And then you have Edwards, who has fought at 145, constantly misses weight in 135. I think she missed weight for this one too. And it's just like this, she's fucking huge. So you have a major size advantage, and you have a fighter that's been getting grapple fucked at 125. Like, I don't know. It just seems like she's going to have takedowns there. And like you said, I just think over time, it's not like it's insta sub with Priscilla. Like it took 3 rounds for Maverick to sub her. It took 3 rounds for Jastovicius to sub her. They're beating the living. Jastovicius was beating the living shit out of her, so that one could have been stopped like way earlier. But I'm on the same one. I think it's the Padonkadonk sub in round 2 or 3, plus 1,300, plus 1,500, like you said. It's like plus 700 for if you combine them. I don't think it's round 1, but the sub alone is plus 360, which isn't bad. That's a Lambo in itself.
All right. 2-3 eye gouge. I wouldn't be shocked if Cachoeira did something crazy.
Point deduction isn't bad in this fight. I think it is. I think that's not terrible because
I wouldn't be shocked.
She cheats her ass off.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked at all. Pepe and Dogfather big on Edwards. Yeah, I got Edwards in a parlay early at minus 265. I think she easily wins this fight, honestly. Like super easy. I think it's a great matchup for her. She's the better fighter everywhere. Cachoeira was a little bit bigger at faceoffs, but like they were almost the same size, honestly. Not much to talk about. All right, let's move on. Fight number 5. It is in a bantamweight division. It is the 8-1 Elijah Smith versus the 11-4 Toshomi Kazama. What do you got, Tim?
Did you see that Tapology picture for Toshomi Kazama? Dude, it looks like he's like a goth character, one of the goth kids from South Park. He's got like eyeliner on and everything. I don't know what the hell's going on there, but I think this fight's weird because I just can't trust Kazama to take punches for a long period of time, but at the same time, I've seen Smith like that Dana White Contender Series fight against Morales. It was much better, much better. His cardio was much better, and just like, but that Dana White Contender Series fight was just like really, really bad look in round 3. Like he was just trying to absolutely survive. He looked like he was just gassed beyond belief when he had to it was Aaron, like it was Tao was the guy who was fighting that just I don't know, man. I just thought that was a bad look, but he came back. He fought better against Morales. He got out of he didn't cash us our Morales sub 2-3 tickets, so he was a bastard for that. Those are huge lines, but yeah, I don't know. I kind of look at it like I was thinking KO1, KO2 for him, and then I was thinking could he possibly win a decision against this guy if he gasses and just kind of just. I lean KO1, KO2, to be honest. I was trying to get myself to get to a decision bet with him, but I just don't think Kazama's going to give him that. I think he's just going to go full rabies like he does normally and walk straight into some punches, because speed and athleticism difference here is just gigantic. Durability difference here is gigantic. I wouldn't say gigantic because Smith got knocked out by Reyes Cortez, but I still think it's pretty. The chin on Kazama is kind of scary. So yeah, I'll go with KO1, KO2, plus 180, plus 360. Kind of unbettable lines, honestly. So I'm probably not gonna bet this fight.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I like Smith here in a big way. I think he absolutely toys with this guy. The speed difference, the athleticism, the strength. I kind of, I think Smith is going to be a very good prospect, to be honest. I know people are shitting on his cardio in that fight, and he's been knocked out by Reyes Cortez. But look at this guy's age, man. 22 years old. He fought Reyes Cortez, I think, when he was 19 for that fight against Reyes Cortez. So maybe he's 20, whatever. He was very young, against a guy like Reyes Cortez. It's not easy. And honestly, he was winning that fight up until round 3. He just gassed. He got tired in that fight, and Cortez finished him. I think this guy is really, really good. I think his grappling is good. His wrestling is really, really good, man. Like he was out wrestling Morales for the most part, and Morales is a good grappler, good wrestler, And yeah, he put himself in those subs, but Morales, we know, is very, very good with those type of submissions, those darces, those Peruvian neckties. But, I was talking to Brandon on his show, Santino and Brandon's show, and we were talking about like how he did all the right things to defend those submissions, so he knew exactly what to do. He flattened out versus the dart, like he literally went exactly. Do you remember what when Charles Oliveira had Armin Sarukian in round 3? Remember he went straight to his belly? It's exactly what he did against what's his name, against Morales, and shout out to him, like he did the right thing. Then he got him into a Peruvian necktie. He rolled over, got out of it, and then he had his own choke on Morales in that fight. I think it was a Darce as well, or Anaconda, I can't remember, but he almost had Morales in a submission. So, but like, yeah, like you said, this Kazama guy, bro, like it's got no chin. Like, if you look at the stats, Tim, they're lying to you. Just so you know, like they're literally lying to you. Like they say he's been knocked down 4 times in the last 3 fights. Absolutely not. He got knocked down twice against Garrett Armfield. He got knocked down with a jab. He was clearly hurt. And then he got put out bad when he actually got knocked out against Armfield. So this dude has been knocked out 5 times in the last 3 fights. Gregorio, he had him. But Gregorio decided, oh, let me put my head in here and get triangled. And he just got triangled, and he was dead tired. He couldn't get out of it, Smith is just way more explosive, way more athletic. I do think that he probably KOs him in 1-2. But when you're talking about Lambos, Tim, and you look at this Kazama guy, what's his win condition? It's probably sub 1 or 2. He doesn't have great cardio himself, by the way. So if you look at his career, like everything is in sub 1, sub 1, sub 1s, all of them are subs in round 1. So except the Gregorio one. So for me, it's like sub 1-2 is 15-1 on this dude. If he's going to win, he's got to pull one out of his ass against Smith, which I don't think he's going to do, by the way. I don't. But that's his win condition, in my opinion. It's sub 1-2, and it's 15-1. So, yeah, I'm going to give that out as my Lambo play because I think that's how he wins, man. But this guy sucks. To be honest, he's not UFC level. His striking, you know what else kills me, Tim? He comes in throwing hammers, like chucking huge shots against Rinya. And I'm like, what's this guy doing? You know, and then absolutely gets flatlined. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
Do you
But
think Smith grapples here at all, or do you think he just
I
counter
don't
grapples?
why would he probably counter grapples, but why would you grapple? Like this guy is striking.
Yeah.
He doesn't move his head, Tim. I would knock this guy out.
Yeah,
He
no,
does not
I'm
move
with
his,
you.
he literally does not move his head, man. It's insane. He doesn't move his head at all, and he's very chinny. That's the thing. It's like he gets hit and he goes down.
Yeah.
So
it
this
seems-
guy reminds me. I would love to see a fight, stand up only. JP buys against this guy, and who gets knocked? Or maybe we could throw in what's his name, Shannon Ross. What do you think of that one?
JP
Shannon
buys.
Ross.
That would be like the fight where the two guys like hit each other and both went down at the same time. Like that would just I could see both just dying and just being a no contest.
I mean, look at this shit. KO is minus 300. Jewish bet
That's
there.
just unreal.
Meatball says, honestly, it's very, very possible. I'm not even gonna lie. Probably the first exchange. If he lands on him, he's fucked. He's literally fucked if he lands on him. So, Philly Joel says I put it in yesterday, 17-1. Yeah, I mean that's his win condition, dude. It's literally his win condition. All right, let's move on, Tim. Fight number 6. It is in the light heavyweight division. It is the 6-1 Julius Walker versus the 11-2 Rafael Cerqueira. This one's yours, I believe, right? Or is it me? Oh, it is me.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah, I mean, like here, this is another one. Like I mentioned this on my show, Tim. It was so funny. I'm looking at the lines on my show, and I'm like, I wasn't like, I was doing them as I was doing my show, my live show. I'm looking, all right, guys. Yeah, he's minus 600. I'm like, let me look at his KO. Minus 600. Have you ever fucking seen that? Like, what the fuck does that mean? Minus 600 money line, minus 600 to the KO. Like, okay.
Play the money line there.
Why would it?
Just play the-
No,
Yeah,
time
just-
out. Why wouldn't you play fucking, yeah, why wouldn't you play his money line at minus 600? Like, what's going on here? So, anyways, I mean, this Cerqueira guy, I've called this before he ever got to the UFC, right? Like I said in training, this guy shells up. You could see it on his IG. In his regional fights, he shells up. Then he came to the UFC. He did the same thing in round 1 against Ebo. Then in round 2, the minute Modestas start backing him up, he did the same shit again and got knocked out. And if there's one thing I've known from Julius Walker, and I bet him in his first fight, is one thing. He's aggressive. He's going to come forward. He's not very, not the most skilled guy. He's 25, but he's big. He's very aggressive, and he's going to throw, and his durability is really good. I mean, Alonzo Menafield hits like an absolute truck, and he landed big shots on this guy, and he took them and kept coming. So, there were some small moments where he made mistakes at the end of rounds, Tim, to lose those rounds to Menafield. Otherwise, he wins that fight, man, on very short notice. And now, when you go from Alonzo Menafield to fucking Rafael Cerqueira, it's a big step down, And I don't think this guy belongs in the UFC. He's a demo fight guy, and those guys, 99.9% of the time, are fades. That league is Fugazi. It's a Fugazi league. I'm telling you, the fucking guy that runs the league, Tim, is their manager as well. So he's setting them up with all these guys that he plucks out of the fucking Brazilian farms and puts them on. They're picking coffee beans during the day and then fighting at night versus his fucking guys. It's fucking crazy. So, I mean, there's really nothing. I think he's going to probably finish him in round 1, honestly. The fuck am I going to bet? But KO, I mean, just round 2 is 380. No KO, just round 2. And then round 3 is 13-1. I mean, I sprinkled a little bit just in case there's a world. The only thing I could say, Tim, hear me out here, how it gets here, right? Walker likes to grapple in almost all of his tape. Maybe this asshole, when he gets on his back, he's a little bit better than when he's standing. I don't know. I doubt it. He's probably even, he'd probably take two ground and pound and be done. But quite possibly he can. I mean, he looks big at faceoffs, dude. I couldn't believe how big Cerqueira is. He was bigger than Walker. Tim, at faceoffs, he was bigger than Walker. I mean, Walker didn't have his shoes on, but even with shoes, I think he's probably an inch taller than Walker. So, but I mean, I think Walker runs through this guy, man. This guy's no bueno. I don't care what. Don't fall for it. Don't kid yourself that Walker's bad, guys. This guy has been no buenos before he got in the UFC. When he was in fucking camp training with Almeida, he was no good. He's a trash can that needs to go back to fucking Demo Fight League because that's the only place he can win. Okay? And even there, he had some shady moments. So, yeah, I mean, I think Walker's going to kill this dude. Honestly, I think Walker kills him. So, like this is what Jewish better. I mean, this is maybe if Walker grapples, then maybe. But, bro, even on top, this guy's such a quitter that I don't think he survives, bro. Because Walker's aggressive on top. That's the thing. He's not going to just sit there. He's going to throw big ground and pound, and he's not going to just sit there. So, I don't think so. I think this fucker's going to quit, What do you mean picking coffee is racist? What the heck are you talking about? Coffee beans? Someone's picking them in fucking Brazil. What do you think? Anyways, go, Tim. Racist. Stop with your nonsense. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, dude, credit to you because you were all over this fucking guy on before his last two fights. You were saying this shit that how he shells up and how this is a major red flag. And I was laughing when you said Fugazi because I just went full Matthew McConaughey from Wolf of Wall Street, like Fugazi. Like, so yeah, I think that's fucking hilarious. He is absolutely a Fugazi. It's similar to Smith here with me, like with the game planning. Like, how is this not just pressure this guy to the cage and strike? Like, you don't have to take this guy down. If you're taking him down, like, you're potentially gassing. Like, I'm not saying that he can't take him down, but this is potentially what this guy does well. You never even know. We really don't know what this fucking guy does well, but we know what he doesn't do well. And that's if you pressure him to the cage and just start throwing bombs, like just really all you got to try to do at this point. That has to be the test in the first 60 seconds to me. So I went with a greasy one here. I went with this. It was interesting. I was looking at Smith's for this exact same thing, but Julius to win in under 2.5 minutes is plus 215. So, like, I don't know. Both of the last.
Julius to win in under 2.5 minutes?
Yeah. Not terrible.
No, but the only thing I'm afraid of with Julius is how about if he like cage pushes, right? A little bit.
I trust me. I don't think that it's like great, but if you're I think his KO one or his round one is minus 150. So you know what I'm saying? If you're going minus 150 and then you're saying like, is he finishing him in the last half that much percentage compared to plus 215 on the first 2.5 minutes? Like, if he goes in like he did against, like, that's the same thing. Like, he went in balls to the wall against fucking Alonzo Menefield. Like, why wouldn't you do the same thing against this guy? You have way more threat against Menefield to get killed than against this dude. Like, there's really no threat. Like, just go at him instantly.
Listen, I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to tell you straight up. I talked to Julius Walker, and I asked him, literally asked him, like, are you going to sub this guy or are you going to knock him out, right? And he said, whatever he gives me, right? But he knows the game plan. Like, he knows he's going to pressure this guy. This guy does not like pressure. He knows that. He's going to come out. He's going to pressure this guy. And this guy's probably going to fall apart, man. Like, it is what it is, It is what it is. He's probably going to fall apart here and probably get cut. Like, this guy shouldn't be in the UFC, bro. Like, he's performed. I mean, Modestus Rock knocking you out in round one. is probably one of the worst things to happen to you. Like, it's just Destis really doesn't have a lot of power, So, anyways, I will give him some credit. He looked halfway decent in the beginning of that fight, like throwing some strikes. He threw some decent kicks. He threw a couple of nice 1-2s up the middle. So I will give him that. Like, he didn't look completely, like, let's say, shot, right?
Not like he did against Aslan, but the thing,
Aslan was it.
but it was
Aslan, you know what it was against Aslan? He was terrified. It looked like he was absolutely terrified.
the same thing that happened as soon as Modestus felt him kick him and felt him hit him, and the threat wasn't there for him anymore.
Yeah,
that's what. Yeah, that's to me, it's just like that was all that happened with Modestus, and Modestus is usually absolutely avoiding every fight that he's in. Like, so it was just that to me was like, if you're Julius, you just got to look at that and be like, dude, I'm going straight at this guy, full rabies.
Yeah. All right. Next fight number 7. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 17-8 Eric Anders versus the 11-2 Christian Leroy Duncan. This one's yours, right?
Yes, sir.
I lost count today.
So this is going to be my first whisper bet of the night. I'm going to break it down first, and then we'll give you the whispers later. So turn the volume up, because I'm going to go really quiet once I start saying it, so nobody hears. We can get this line. I've already bet them, so you guys can't kill the lines. All right, so I get it. Like, Anders has been dropped against his last 3 opponents that are not necessarily huge power hitters. Getting dropped by Pickett, not great. Getting dropped by Weidman, not great. Barrio, he hits hard. I don't, give him a pass for that. But clearly his chin is deteriorating. But, I mean, this guy fights through it. Like, he fights through it. He continues to fight. He continues to know the game plan. He's going to cage push. He's going to try to get takedowns. He's not going to quit on you. And the last fight, I think this guy's been doing like a ton of grappling competitions and has been really trying to get his jiu-jitsu going. And I just feel like everybody in their sister like mushed the absolute shit out of a plus 400 sub line versus Jamie Pickett, right? And it was Jamie Pickett. He's going to take him down. He's going to fucking rinse him on the ground. He's going to sub him. 85% of the community was on sub for fucking Eric Anders and lost money on that bet, right? And now you're giving me a primary striker with CLD who's going to throw mad spinning shit. The DK's got the over-under on spinning shit from CLD at over 55.5 for the fight, and it's like minus 115. This guy's going to throw fucking 10 spinning strikes per round easy. And every time he spins, he's going to put himself in position that he could get his back taken and taken down. Every time. If he's fighting against, he could hit him and he could kill him too, no doubt. But I just feel like spinning against a guy that's trying to grapple you or trying to cage push you or get you down to the ground is probably not going to be a good move. So to me, I mean, I'm going straight back to the well. So here's the whisper starting now. Eric Anders by sub is 35 to 1. 35 to 1. No round. Just 35 to 1. Eric Anders sub in round 2. 90 to 1. Eric Anders sub in round 3. 110 to 1. Now, I'll let you know that in round 3, Christian Leroy Duncan got taken down and held for 2+ minutes against Armen Petrosyan. Did that. So to say that this guy can't be taken down is not true. I'm not saying he's not a good athlete. I'm not saying he's not strong. I'm not saying he doesn't have a jiu-jitsu. Fucking RoboCop took him down, held him down for 10 minutes. RoboCop is allergic to going for submissions. So I'm just going to take small, obvious stabs at those whisper bets right there. So that's my shot. Got to shoot your shot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never going to fault you. Like, you're taking your shot. Yeah, I mean, it's 35 to 1, dude. Like, I know he doesn't have any submissions in the UFC, I believe. I don't think he has a single one, does he? No, he doesn't have any submissions in the UFC. His last submission was Dakari Sanders in 2016. and he's only got one submission attempt in the UFC. So, yeah, I mean, listen, that's why there's a reason why it's 35-1, right? So, I don't mind the shot, I really don't. The thing with Eric Anders, like he looks so much more slower and looked bad against Weidman. I mean, forget about the knockdowns and stuff. He just looked very, very bad against old man Weidman, like really bad. So, man, it's hard to get behind him. The thing with Christian Leroy Duncan is I don't really think he has a lot of power in his hands, to be honest. It's the explosive stuff that he hurts people with, right? Spinning hook kicks, flying knees, spinning elbows, Superman punches, stuff like that. Like he didn't really have a lot of power in his hands, honestly. Like I don't see a lot of power. Like that Pulaev guy was on death's door in the middle of round 2 and he couldn't finish him, last fight. So I don't think this guy has like killer instinct. He's got all the athleticism. He's got all the tools. I think he's actually good everywhere. He's like not a bad grappler. I know he can get taken down, but he gets popped right back up. But his killer instinct is just not there. It's just not there. So for me, I really don't like anything, Tim. I mean, I really don't like anything. I would go with CLD by decision, honestly, at plus 100. It's pick 'em. And it's that for a reason, to be honest, like, because I really think that's how he wins. Like, I don't think he's finishing. And I mean, even though Anders is older, I just don't see the power unless he hits him with some, spinning shit.
I think it's going to be a flying knee if he catches him.
It's possible. I mean, that's possible, but
I think he's going to catch him shooting, and he's going to knee him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just don't trust CLD, man. I really don't trust him. I don't. Let's see. We had a couple of questions here. I'm guessing Tim will be on it. No, he's not. No, Anders plus. I like that. I like 1+ takedown at plus money. I think that's a good. Listen, if there's one thing I've known with Anders, looking at his career, is he's going to shoot 1 million takedowns when he knows he's the better grappler. So, like, just knowing that he's going to attempt a bunch, that 1+ takedown at plus money is really good. Just knowing that. So, Anders retiring after this. I don't know if CLD is going to knock him out, honestly. I kind of just want to put a unit on every underdog in this card. I mean, yeah, but the gaps are so wide on some of them. It's hard. It's hard. Narco, if you had to guess who will have, it's going to be, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Christian Leroy Duncan. Because the thing with Christian Leroy is he negates, like, if you're not a great striker, it's hard to hit him. He's not easy to hit. He's got good footwork. He's long. He manages distance pretty well. He's good in the clinch. He's going to probably win the clinch most of the time. He's really good there. So, when you look at him historically, I mean, only 2 guys have outstruck him, I believe. Yeah. Petrosian, who throws a ton of volume and is a very good kickboxer. And the other one was Gregory Rodriguez, but a lot of it, I don't think was at distance even. Yeah, at distance, it was only 28-23, but some of it, was a lot of ground, 17 of it was ground and pound because he had him on the ground a bunch. So that's the other thing. If Gregory Rodriguez can take you down 4 times, Eric Anders can take you down. Like, he's just probably a better wrestler than Rodriguez. Rodriguez is not really a great wrestler, So he's a great jiu-jitsu guy. I'll give him that, but I don't know about wrestling. What else is there here? Anders takedown. Yeah, I like that takedown. I like it. I really do. I think it's good. Anders sub is fucked up. Should be 80-1. Well, I don't know about that. This is MMA. Anything can fucking happen. CLD is more concerned with looking like a good fighter. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like how he looks in the ring, man. You know what it is, too? He said this in an interview. He said he loves going for highlight reel finishes. So what are highlight reel finishes? They're very low outcome finishes, So yeah, that's what he said. Hit the likes, like Ash Meyer says. Appreciate you, my man. 424 live viewers. We hit the 400 mark, Tim. So I can't complain. Did I say 4 or 5?
You said 4,
What is
but
it?
it's now 5 is the
All right.
goal, and we need to
All
get
right,
to
all right,
60
all right.
subscriptions.
We'll let him pass. We'll let him pass. I said 4. I messed up. All right. Fight number 8. It is in a bantamweight division. It is the 15-3 Miles Johns versus the 16-1 Gene Matsumoto. I will kick this one off. This is probably my favorite prop in the entire card. It's Matsumoto round 2, 1,000. Matsumoto round 3, 1,400. Matsumoto submission round 2 and 3 at plus 900. Here's the thing. I love the volume from this kid. I love the pressure. I love that he mixes up and down a lot. Like he'll blast your leg. He'll throw a 2-3 piece up top. He has constant volume. He's very, very durable. He's got great cardio. Just all these things I love about this guy, right? When you look at this guy, Tim, 16-1, he's only 25. He's got a lot of experience for a 25-year-old, right? Last fight against Rob Font, he lost a split decision in a close fight, right? I think Font won the fight, by the way. But he took that fight, Tim, on like 8 days' notice against a very hard guy to fight on 8 days' notice in Rob Font, who's going to push an insane pace. He's going to throw a million strikes, right? That's not an easy guy to fight on 8 days' notice as a 25-year-old, right? You watch the Katona fight, Tim. He's landing big shots on Katona. A lot, man, in the clinch, and he's busted him up, right? But Katona is very, very tough, right? But what's the outlier with Katona and the outlier even with Font, both those guys? What's the outlier with those two guys, Tim? That's not the outlier with Miles Johns. What do you think it is?
Cardio.
Correct. They both have really good cardio, and both of those guys can keep up with Matsumoto in a high-paced fight, right? I don't think fucking Miles Johns can keep up with Matsumoto in a high-paced fight, dude. I think he breaks, dude. And Matsumoto, I just don't get that he doesn't have many knockouts. He only has like 3. He hits pretty fucking hard, man. He hurts people and he busts up people. And on top of it, he's got a very good sneaky jiu-jitsu game, and his guillotine is nasty. Absolutely nasty. And so we saw Argueta, who, in my opinion, is kind of a similar archetype to Miles Johns, right? In the sense that, you know, small, thick, wrestler type, right? Obviously, Miles Johns doesn't wrestle as much, but they're similar in stature. They're like kind of grapplers. They came from a grappling background. Both guys, they're wrestlers. And Argueta tried his ass off, man, to like get takedowns, hold him down. Didn't work. And eventually he got him in a guillotine. I saw Miles Johns, and we're going to talk about the Castaneda fight where he broke, right? He broke in that fight. And Castaneda is a guy that kind of brings a high pace. I don't think it's a higher pace than Matsumoto, I'll be honest with you. But he brings a high pace, and he broke Miles Johns, right? Cody Gibson fight, Tim. I had Cody Gibson round 2, 3. And the pace was good. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I'm like, Cody Gibson's going to break this guy, right? The issue was Cody Gibson couldn't stop takedowns, and he was on his back a lot. That's not happening with Matsumoto, dude. He's not going to hold down Matsumoto if he tries to break the pressure. And on top of it, I think he might land in a guillotine if he's shooting a panicky takedown. So there's a lot of things I like with these late round props on this fight, man. There really is. I think these books are severely underestimating the finishing ability for this kid, John Matsumoto, just because he's faced 2 extremely durable guys in the UFC. 2 guys that are tough, that have very good cardio, that can push a pace. And honestly, so is Casey Tanner. He's tough as nails, man. That dude is tough as nails with very good cardio in Dana White's Contender Series. So what I see is I see multiple ways. I see him chopping the leg. I see him hurting that leg. And then if Miles Johns is stationary, I think he's going to kick his ass really bad, right? And I see also Miles John's being panicky, man, in this fight. Just because of the pressure. It's a smaller cage. And if he's panicky, he might get himself in a guillotine, you know? So these are my favorite props on this card. Matsumoto, 10-1 round 2. Matsumoto, 14-1 round 3 on 365 now. I gave it out earlier in the week. It was 14-1 on FanDuel or DK, but it moved. And yeah, sub 2-3 at plus 900. I think this is Matsumoto all day, all night. I just think this is an easier fight than both of his last 2 fights, Katona and Rob Font. So, yeah, I like him in a big way here. I think this kid is the truth. And I think Miles Johns is, I mean, I look at some of these wins, and it's like Douglas Silva de Andrade, Tim, 40 years old. Cody Gibson, 37. You know, it's like Vince Morales, sucks. You know, he's not. Anderson Dos Santos, he was like fucking 38. All of his wins are going to old fucking washed guys, you know? So, yeah, I mean, Felipe Lima, you know, he was competitive against him, but I don't think Felipe Lima has the gas tank and pushes the pace like Matsumoto does. Absolutely not. So, yeah, that's I had long-winded here, but I like Matsumoto late here. I think Matsumoto, to be honest, you want to put him in a parlay. I think he's safe. I really do. And he's one of those prices where it's pretty good to put him in a parlay at minus 250. Go ahead.
Great breakdown. I don't have very much to add to that except for I think, like you said, I think round 2 and round 3 are going to be pretty big sized bets for me. I like them a ton as well for the exact same reasons that you were saying. But I also think I think that they're onto the sub, and I think that they're not onto the KO line wise. And I think that he can do exactly what I think he could do. I don't get me wrong. I think he could absolutely hurt him and then snatch his neck. So I think it's super, super live as well. But I think if you're taking round 2, round 3 at 11, 10 and 12-1, and then you're looking at 9-1 on parlaying the sub 2-3, KO 2-3 is plus 1,400, and you're getting 25-1 and 28-1 for KO 2-3. I just think he could absolutely do the Castaneda. I think that he's going to put as much volume or more, and I think he's going to be just continuing. Like you said, if he busts his leg up and he slows him down, he's just going to be at target practice for 2 rounds, or however long he just has him immobile. And I just think also if he has him immobile, it's not going to be something where it's going to be he's going to be easily, cutting off the cage to get in position to take him down. So I like the 2-3 a lot, and I will probably take smaller stabs at the KO 2 and 3.
All right, let's move on. Fight number 9. It is in the featherweight division. It is 24-12. Andre Fili versus the 12-3 Christian C-Rod Rodriguez. Tim?
Yeah, I mean, I think that this fight's weird. I think that this fight could go a couple different ways. Christian Rodriguez has been, he started off, he was one of my more profitable fighters, and then I've lost on him with Erosa, and then I lost on him against Melky, and I just feel like it's just one of those things where he seems to be just insanely good against these as a dog, and just a different fighter as a favorite. I'm not saying that it actually, it's just narrative based. He just doesn't seem to be when he's fighting these guys that are up and coming grapplers that aren't great strikers, and he just has to counter grapple and then strike. He does really, really well. But then when you put him against guys that are longer, more experienced strikers that aren't going to just try to grapple him all day long, his game planning and it just seems like everything just kind of gets a little bit shakier. He seemed to have gassed really bad against Erosa before he gets tapped. And then his game planning against Melky was just fucking way off to me. Just trying to clinch him up and trying to take him down as many times as he was. It just didn't seem like his normal style. So again, I think he's great as an underdog. He's cashed huge as an underdog multiple times for me and for us. But I just think that this is, it's a tough fight with Fili. I mean, I think Fili he's also one of these fighters that's like Jekyll or Hyde. Like he can just be really solid all around fighter, and then he can be shit. And he can go away in the same fight, and he can knock you down like he did with Wood, and then all of a sudden get knocked down himself and be his durability. He's been knocked down a bunch. Seems to be going. He's kind of an older fighter. That fight against Costa, so these guys have a similar opponent. Like that sub defense was just some of the worst I've ever seen. Like he literally gets out of it and puts himself back in it, and just was one of the worst jiu-jitsu I've ever seen in my life from a guy who actually is pretty good. So that was kind of shocking to me. So I think the fight can go a couple different ways. I think this fight has, like, if it goes to decision, it reeks of split decision at plus 330. I think that you can get a not bad line on Fili decision or Fili by split at like 9-1. I think if you're on him, I don't think that he's finishing Rodriguez. Rodriguez has fought against more dangerous guys and survived. So I think if you're on Fili, I think that those would be the plays. Ends by split is not bad at plus 330 for a fight like this. It's like minus 180 to go. It's not terrible. I was hoping for like plus 400, but it is what it is. Those lines are kind of shit now. C-Rod sub is plus 500. C-Rod, Anaconda, and Darce are 30-1 each. I think that those are live. Like, I think that if Fili is going to grapple, I think that we saw this the last fight. I'm not saying like this guy gets insta sub by most guys. I just think it was just a horrible look from Costa, and I feel like C-Rod's equally as dangerous with his front chokes. So yeah, I mean, I'll take small stabs on those, but I do think that this fight, if it does go, I think it could be really close.
Yeah, I mean, I am concerned. I have a bet on Andre Fili at plus 210 earlier in the week, and I just, C-Rod's just not a minus, 250 fighter. I mean, at the end of the day, he fights close. He's the type of fighter where I love to back him as an underdog against these prospects, but he's not the type of guy I want to lay minus 250. You look at his fights in the UFC, Tim, and it's been kind of a common denominator of fighting these bigger guys. Jonathan Pierce, bigger guy, L. Just Julian Erosa, bigger guy, L. Mel Costa, bigger guy, L, right? Meanwhile, Austin Bashi, Bulgarian, Simon, Rosas, Weem, all these guys are smaller guys, almost similar to him, maybe slightly bigger, if anything, but he's beating those guys, right? And all of those guys are younger too. So my point is, like, there's kind of a pattern here with him, like I guess he's the type of guy that he's a counter grappler, right? But if you're not grappling him and you're like similar in stature, he's probably going to just pressure you and box you up because he's got really good boxing, throws a lot of volume, he pressures you. But I feel like these bigger guys, from what I've seen at least, when you look at the Erosa fight, yes, he was landing on Erosa, but so was Erosa, right? And in turn, what did he do? He pushed the grappling. He went and he got himself in a guillotine. Look at the Mel Costa fight. Again, the entire fight, he wanted to be in a clinch. He wanted to grapple, right? He didn't want to strike it at distance or in the pocket. Like, he just didn't. He didn't feel comfortable. And I think that's part of the reason. I think these longer guys, these bigger guys that have probably a good kicking game too, is just affecting him. He's not the same guy. And Andre Fili, honestly, is quite similar to Costa. Like, he throws really, really hard kicks. He's a competent grappler. I think he has better hands than Costa, to be honest, Andre Fili. And he's got power, man. He's got power on the feet. Like, you cannot sleep on his power. He definitely has power on the feet. He hurts people. He's knocked out people, and he's a veteran. He's got a ton of fights. Now, when you talk about that last fight against Costa, I don't know what happened to him. I mean, I had Fili as an underdog there, and I can't even explain what happened. And I'm not really a jiu-jitsu guy. I don't know much about jiu-jitsu. I don't train it. I do kickboxing, but Olivas is a black belt. Santino is a black belt, high level. These guys know it, and it just doesn't. That submission they all say doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense for a high level grap. Like, it makes sense if he was a white belt and he didn't know what the fuck is going on, right? But it just doesn't make sense for a team alpha male guy that's a black belt to get subbed like that. Now, I will say, this is a stat I pulled up, Tim. In all of his UFC career, there's only been 8 sub attempts on this guy, Andre Fili. And in 8 of those sub attempts, 3 times he's been subbed out of 8 subs. That's not good. I will tell you, that's not a good ratio. Almost 50% of the time, when you even try a sub on this guy, you're getting him. That's a red flag for me. I looked at the stats. I'm like, holy shit. They've only had 8 sub attempts on this guy, and he's been subbed 3 of the times. That's not good. And on the other hand, I looked at C-Rod. He's attempted 9 submissions in the UFC. 9. That's a lot. So my thing is, like, could there be a scenario where C-Rod gets him in a DARS or some kind of front choke? Or, even though I bet Fili money line, I think this fight probably goes the distance. But 5-1, that was kind of alarming, honestly. Those numbers that I'm telling you, it's kind of alarming that only 8 sub attempts, you've been subbed 3 times. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Did they count 2 for? Did they count 2 for Costa or just 1?
Probably just 1. When you're in there one time, like, he never popped his head out completely. Yeah. So I don't think they're going to give him 2. I think it was only 1. Let me see. I don't know. 1 for Costa, 1 for Bryce Mitchell, 1 for Sadiq Youssef, 1 for Hakran Diaz, 1 for Godofredo Pepe, and he got him. And then 2 for Holloway, and he got him with 1 of them. So, yeah, it's literally 8 total, and he's been subbed 3 times. So, a little bit scary there. So, yeah, for me, it's going to be C-Rod sub. I mean, it's 5-1. 5-1. I mean, he's probably honestly, he's probably going to attempt 2 or 3, in my opinion. If there's grappling, because C-Rod, that's one thing with C-Rod though, Tim. He normally doesn't really push the grappling himself. But I just said that when they're bigger fighters, he tends to try to push the grappling. So he might do it here. I don't know. What do we got in chat? I saw Jewish Better say something. I forgot what it was.
Anaconda.
I mean, Fili by split is the other thing I looked at, honestly. It's like 9-1.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's a shitty number, but I mean, look at how many split decisions Fili's been in.
It's not shitty if you look at if you look at that. If you look at the amount of times that he goes to split and the amount of times that he wins split, and
literally 5 times.
You gotta look at it, like, what is it? I mean, I'm not saying that he can't win a unanimous decision here, but like, it would be surprising to me if he won a unanimous decision here. Like, I don't know what it looks like. He has to outpoint him striking for 15 minutes, or he has to get top time and stay safe for 2
13 UFC decisions.
7, I think. Right?
I think it's 5.
5. Okay.
Out of 13. Well, that's pretty good odds. I mean, that's pretty good odds to get a split. I mean, if he gets there. So, what are we talking about? 40% roughly?
Yeah, it's
40% of the time when he goes to decision, it's split. So, Cub Swanson gave Fili more than anything C-Rod has to offer. Yeah, I agree. I had Swanson in that spot as a big underdog, and I think we got screwed. I think that fight was very close, and I thought Swanson won, but can't be a competent grappler and tap to that. Yeah, I don't know what happened, dude. I really don't know I don't really know what happened there. I remember cashing plus 1,000 on a Searout sub versus Weems. Oh my God, Weems is so bad.
Yeah, that was good.
Anaconda. This is what he said. Anaconda plus 3,000. You know what the problem with that is? They might call it a fucking guillotine or a darce, and then you're screwed. Your bet loses. Tim won one like that though, so it's up in the air. You gotta just get lucky, or you play all of them, huh?
Yeah, Luke was great with that. The same thing. It's like Saeed Nurmagomedov every time gets a ninja choke, and they call it a ghillie officially every time. So,
all right, fight number 10. It is in the strawweight division. It is the 17-6 Yasmin Lucindo versus the 18-14 Angela Hill. I will kick this one. I think it's me, right? Yeah. All right. Hold, Tim. Sit in your seat. Hold on to your hat. I have a great stats for everybody here. All right. And it was mind-blowing when I looked at these stats. I'm like, what? Is this real? And it's like, yep, it's real. I had to look at it like 3 times just to make sure that this was real. All right. Here's the real part. Angela Hill has been in the UFC 27 UFC fights. Do you fucking believe that? Out of her, dude, the crazy part is she has 32 pro fights. 27 of them are in the UFC. Is that not fucking insane? Right? That stat is crazy to me. Tim, the other crazy stat. Now hold on to your hat. In 27 UFC fights, Tim, don't look at them. I'm watching you. How many sub attempts have people had in 27? Remember, this is WMMA. So sub attempts happen more in WMMA. 27 UFC fights. How many sub attempts do you think she has faced? Don't look at it.
She's faced against her?
Against her.
I'm going to say like 8 or 9. Like low.
Right.
It's going to be low.
Right. In 27 UFC fights, she's faced 2 sub attempts. And guess how many times she's been subbed?
Twice.
2 times. So she's 100% when she gets an attempt on her. Now, I will say, I mean, those are some crazy. I looked at this and I'm like,
they fuck up that stat. They fuck up that stat though.
Sure, there is some.
I know there's 2. I know there's 2 that she's.
I know there's one.
Yeah.
The Denise Gomes one.
Denise Verna.
Oh, the problem with Denise is she never had the arm out. So they're not going to call it a sub because her arm was stuck between her legs. Remember that? I had Denise Gomes by sub there. I had Denise Gomes by sub. At a huge number. She couldn't pull her arm out. But, dude, just those stats alone. Dude, this girl was on the bottom of Mackenzie Dern for 13 minutes. She was on the bottom of Jandaroba for a while.
Yeah.
They did not get one sub attempt on this girl.
I think I remember Verna having like one attempt at least, but it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like that's why
my point is that she hasn't faced many at all, right? In the UFC. Yeah. She's 41. Lucindo, I think, is probably going to go to the grappling. She should. Her sub is big, Tim. It's almost 10-1. It's 950. There's nothing else I like in this fight. I mean, the decision props suck. I don't think there's going to be any KO from either girl. I mean, sub plus 950. Maybe Lucindo goes for it.
Yeah.
It's on FanDuel. Maybe she goes for it. Maybe she goes for it. She doesn't have many subs attempts, only one in the UFC. But, if potentially she gets one, I honestly, watching back Angela Hill's last 2 fights, I think she's looked awful. She has definitely looked her age. The last 2 fights, I think she has gone down the hill. I think, father time or mommy time has caught up to her. She has not looked good. She looks very slow. She looks very, just her striking is slow or her footwork looks slow. Everything about her doesn't look good anymore. And listen, I'm a Lucindo hater. If you listen to Brandon's podcast, I faded her the last two fights. I faded her with Marina Rodriguez, who's also wasn't young. And I think Marina Rodriguez won that fight, and I got hosed. And then I faded her with Lemos, and that was a, pretty easy win. She was up 2-0. So, I mean, well, sub decision at minus 145, Bayman. That's like her money line, brother. Just play her money line. It's her money line is like minus 180 or 30 cents. I wouldn't even, or 40 cents. I wouldn't even mess with that. It's not worth it. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with sub plus 950. It's probably not going to happen, but it's just insane that those stats, I couldn't believe that. Yeah, maybe there's one or two others, but even so, for let's say 4 or 5 in 27 UFC fights at strawweight with all this fucking ground time, that's like, how is that possible? But it's possible because it's there. So, yeah, I mean, plus 950 Lucindo. I don't like Lucindo personally. I don't think she's great. I think she has terrible fight IQ. Obviously, she's still young. She's improving. That I'll give her, but not good fight IQ. I don't think her striking is any good. And yeah, she does seem physical, but against the right people. I don't think she's physical when you have another physical girl in front of her. So, yeah, that's all I have for this fight. But that was my stat of the week or day or whatever you want to call it. It's pretty insane. And the funny part is on stats, they've only attempted 2 and they've subbed her with those 2, which is crazy. That's the other crazy part. All right, go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, because the other thing too about like the stat for the subs is I was kind of looking at this on the other side with how many sub attempts has Hill gone for, because we hit the sub versus Pinheiro and then the sub 2 at like fucking huge lines, and I remember thinking like going into that fight, I was like, okay, Pinheiro's a huge gas bag. Like, there's a chance that she could tire out. She's like, what do Pinheiro and Lucindo have in common? Obviously, Lucindo's not a gas bag like Pinheiro, but they're both like judo grapplers. They're not strikers. They're both going to try to get the fight to the ground and then do their thing there. But like, I think Lucindo's just got better cardio and she's more durable on the feet. But outside of that, like, I just think that this is a very similar, like the Lupi Godinez fight was the one that I was like, Hill attempted a sub in that fight and she got her in she had her in a guillotine and it was like good. It wasn't like, oh, she's close to tapping, but it was basically like after she got her in the guillotine, Lupi didn't attempt another takedown for like 5 minutes. Like you could just, and it was just everybody screaming at Lupi, "Oh, you're such a dumbass! Why aren't you?" Like the part of the reason was when she absolutely felt threatened with the choke. Like so, and then wasn't counted as a sub attempt, and I was just like, that's kind of shit where it's like that's got to be considered a sub attempt if you're asking me. Like that, it's like it doesn't have to be like locked in, you know. So I just think that I think ends by sub is better than Lucindo sub in this fight at plus 700. And I got my second whisper of the bet of the day. I think also Hill's. I would say I'd be remiss if I didn't say that Hill by split decision at 6-1 is also like it's live. It's not a good line, but it's not the worst line of all time. The worst split decision line I've ever seen in this fight. Plus 200 end split. Did you see that? The worst ever. We've never seen worse than that.
No, 200. No,
that's the worst I've ever seen by far.
But quite honestly, like. I don't like because how many times Hill's been to decision, she hasn't been that many splits.
She used to lose a lot of splits earlier in her career.
Oh, I'm looking at her. She's only been to 5 splits.
Yeah. And it was, but again, like,
sorry, 6
earlier,
but 6 in like 32 fights or whatever, you know. So
yeah,
it's like she's been to decision 24 times. She's only been to split 6.
Yeah.
Not many. That's not that high. You know, you would think it'd be higher. And then on the other side, she's only been to split once in 9. So
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Lucindo, I mean, just in general, obviously she was really, like we were talking about, she was fighting as like a fucking elementary school kid. But I think early in her career, she was getting subbed. So and I don't feel like she's fought anybody that's really, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that Lemos has a nasty squeeze and a nasty front choke series if she goes for it, but she really was just top timing her, and she got taken down, and then she's reversing her and just holding her down, and she was just basically going to the decision as the dog there, and just that was great. So yeah, I think I mean, Hill by split is 6-1, as I said, but ends by sub is plus 700 instead of the plus 950, and you get both sides for the sub. But I mean, Hill by split is plus 2,500. Like 25. What? Hill by not split. Hill by sub. Sorry, Hill by sub.
Oh, I was gonna fucking say. I'm like, what?
Hill by sub.
That? I'm gonna hammer that one.
Hill by sub.
You got me. You got my attention.
I would be got 4 units on that. Hill by sub is 2,500.
All right, yeah.
Hill by sub in round 2, 65-1. Hill by sub in round 3, 80-1. So got to throw out some big ones here. We're shooting for this. We're shooting for the moon here. I like I said, I think it's one of those fights where you're going to see Lucindo try to grapple, and I do feel like we have seen her defend with front chokes, and we have seen her gas people out trying to grapple her. And I think that if anything, her striking looks much declined in the last few fights, and she looks way slower. But I think her grappling has looked way better. Like I just think in general. So I'm going to take the ends by sub and the small stabs on the sub at huge, gigantic lines.
All right. Co-main event of the night. It is in the bantamweight division. You know, it's in a. I do want to preface this by saying it's in the bantamweight division, but both these guys fight at flyweight. So because it was a short notice for Ode Osborne, I think he's taking it on 10 days notice or whatever, like 2 weeks. He asked for a 135-pound fight, which Usyk agreed to because Usyk had 2 opponents already back out, so he wanted to take the fight. You know, he wanted a fight, so he took it. It's a 12-4 Steve Usyk versus the 13-8 Ode Osborne. This one's yours, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is like the fight IQ fight of the week. This is are we going to get a full Herzog fight here? Are we going to get a full Melissa Mullins, full Rinya Nakamura versus Gaffarov? Like, you know, this where these guys, where he just got to know the assignment. If you're Steve Usyk, like this is, you've lost 3 in a row. You had a chance at the title. You get knocked out by Kai Kara France. You are scared to fight Brandon Moreno, and he just beats you up for 5 rounds. Like, you got to know the assignment here. Like, Ode's win condition, hyper short notice, gassy, super dangerous striker that is long and quick for the first 7 minutes. Like, and his kryptonite is grappling. Like, you're Usyk, you have to know the assignment at this point. It's because if he goes full Krylov here, I might break something. Like if he doesn't go for a takedown against Ode in this fight, and if he doesn't try to take him down early and he strikes with him and he gets knocked out, part of me will be mad, but also part of me will just be laughing at the guy, just going, you deserve everything you got, just like Krylov. So Usyk sub plus 185. Usyk sub 1 plus 490, Usyk sub 2 plus 750. KO 1 line on Ode is stupid. Like plus 1800 is the same thing. Like plus 1800 and plus 2200 for KO 1 and KO 2 for Ode seems to be like, it's his money line, in my opinion. It's how he wins. He's not gonna sub Usyk. I just would be shocked if he wins, you know, goes out there and has cardio. This is a guy who on full training camps is starting to gas by the 7-minute mark in all striking fights. It's not even when he's getting grappled, he's fucking dying. So giving him this short amount of time, I just feel like this is just, you got to know the assignment if you're Ursig. But yeah, Ode KO1 seems to be like, or KO2, those lines are play the KO2 a little bit smaller. I'd go like 20. If you're betting him, I would be like 25%, 75% on KO1 and 25% on KO2 if you're on the Ode side. But I'm on the Ursig by sub and Ursig by sub in round 1 or 2. I think he's got to know the assignment, take this fucker down and sub him.
Yeah. I mean, I think one thing I will say, 135 is good probably for Ode. I mean, it looks like he cuts a lot of freaking weight. He's always on death's door when he's weighing in at 25. So, I think that's good for him, even though, he's never really missed weight from what I know. He hasn't. But, he used to fight at 35 his entire career before he got into the UFC. So even in the UFC, I think he fought at 35 for a little bit before he fought Cape at 25. Ursig, I heard him in the interview. He said, he said he said 25, 35 is no good for him. He said, that's what he said in the interview. Because they asked him, they said, are you going to stay at 35? He says, no. I need to go back down to 25. So he knows that, probably 35, he's just not as strong. His power is not going to translate. He knows that. I mean, here's the thing with this fight that I kind of think why I think Ode is live, honestly. Not because he knocked out the last guy. I really don't care. It's because Ursig seems to have fallen in love with his hands, bro. Like, he just wants to strike every fight. And in a lot of the fights, Tim, that I've watched, even though he had some takedowns, it's because he's counter grappling these guys, and I highly doubt Ode is going to shoot any takedowns against this guy. I don't think he's going to need to worry about counter grappling. And Ode hits hard, bro. Ode hits very, very hard for the other thing is, I looked at Ursig's entire tape, like every single fight. He's never faced a southpaw in his career. Not one southpaw in his entire career. When they asked him, he literally said it to him. That's the crazy part. He said, yeah, I know. He goes, I've never faced the southpaw in my career, but my training partner is southpaw. That's what he said. So, but your training partner is not trying to take off your head. That's the other thing. So he did mention in his interview that he's going to grapple. Yeah, he did say that, Peter. I see Peter putting it. He did say in that same interview that he knows the assignment. He's going to need to grapple. But honestly, Tim, I don't think his wrestling is good, bro. Like, his wrestling is not very good. So, like, I get that he needs to grapple. Is he going to be able to succeed is the question. Because I know, here's the thing. Like, I know people are shitting on Ode Osborne. I don't think his takedown defense is that bad. Like,
initial.
What?
His first layer is not as good. Is okay. His second chaining, people who chain takedowns against him, he's not good.
But Ursig is not a chain wrestler, so like it's not worrisome to me. Like he
did more in regions.
One fight, literally one fight.
Yeah,
literally one fight he did it. So that's the thing is like he doesn't really do it, man. And the other thing is, it's like you look at the Asu fight, right? Like, Asu went 2 for 5 against him. Asu is like fucking 10 times of a better wrestler and chain wrestler than, you know what I'm saying? So even in an Asu fight, like, it wasn't easy to sub him. Like, he was fighting out of positions. Like, it wasn't that easy, So I don't know, man. He fought Johnson at 130. His gas tank looked pretty damn good there, against Johnson. Obviously, Johnson came in sick or whatever, but I don't know, man. Something about this fight, dude. He hurt Ronaldo Rodriguez, almost knocked it. I mean, some refs probably stop it,
It depends on Herzog had the over or the under, but he was.
Yeah, correct. And then he knocks out that guy, Garule, who was known in the regionals and being a very tough, brute guy that is a very good wrestler, has power. And he knocked him out fucking cold. I mean, that was bad. So the way Steve Ursig is, here's the thing with Steve Ursig. I'll tell you straight up. I think he's a very good mixed martial artist. I think he's very good grappler, like jiu-jitsu. I think he has very good striking, very good boxing. He's very good. but he's fucking defensively void, bro. Like, he does not move his head. Go watch his fights. There's no head movement, zero. So there's a reason why he's getting clipped and knocked down by Costa. He's getting clipped by this guy and getting knocked out. He's getting dropped by the other guy. It's because he doesn't move his head. And he likes to stand and box. And when you box and you don't move your head, you're going to get fucking hit. And now he's probably facing, honestly, like, I would say Osborne is just as big as hitter as KKF is. Osborne hits super hard, man. Like, he just hits very, very hard. And I think 35 helps him more than harms him. So KO 1-2, Tim. It's 11-1 on Osborne. I listen, I think it's sub. I do think it's sub eventually. But I think the sub comes later, not when O'Day is fresh. I think it comes 2-3 if it comes for Usyk. But KO 1-2 is 11-1, bro. Like, he hurts a lot of people. He can definitely knock him out early, in my opinion. And someone mentioned something else in my Discord saying that the interview with Usyk, and he said, you know, they asked him about winning and losing. You're on a 3-fight. He goes, well, if I lose, I lose. It doesn't matter. Like, it's okay. Like, so it's like his passion just looks weird for the sport. You know, I would have to bring it up, but it was something like that. They asked him about winning or losing, 3-fight losing streak. He's like, yeah, of course I want to win, but if I lose, it is what it is. Something like that, and it's like the mentality is just kind of like lackadaisical and whatever happens, happens. But, I do think he wins this fight. I think he subs him most likely. He subs Osborne, but I think Osborne's live to win. That's the thing. And I think the price is honestly ridiculous. Minus 600 Usyk right now. I think it's crazy. Like, I get his jiu-jitsu is good, but he's not like some fucking wizard on the ground. I mean, these guys that are subbing him, like Filio and Almabayev, like, those guys are just way better overall grapplers, man. So the Kelleher one is bad, but that was like he put his head in the guillotine, whatever. But anyways, 520 live viewers. Please hit the like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And my Discord's down below, 25 a month. I think you can do very good with that if you wanted. And we're going to have a lot of BKFC tomorrow, by the way. And with that being said, Tim, main event of the night. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 15-3 Roman Dolidze versus the 14-2 Anthony Hernandez. Anthony Hernandez missed weight by half a pound, and they reweighed him, and he was good. Now, before I go on, I want to talk about this guy today, this weigh-in guy. I don't know his name. Maybe somebody knows his name in chat. He was on one today. I said it at the beginning of my show. Tim, this motherfucker was like, huh? Is that a quarter off? Tick, 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 tick. Let me tap it a little. Oh, you missed by a fucking... I've never seen this shit. Missed by a quarter pound? Like, he kept doing it today. Quarter pound, half a pound, quarter pound. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He made Jocelyn Edwards missed weight by like half or quarter pound. Somebody else missed weight by a quarter pound. Fluffy was half a pound. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I've never seen him like that, dude. He usually just moves it, and the thing jumps up and down. He's like, all right, good. Boom. He slides it off. Today, he was like, quarter pound, you missed. Fuck you. It was fucking weird, bro. Go, guys, I'm not kidding. Go watch that video, bro, for the weigh-ins. It's fucking, I've never seen him like that. I've been watching UFC.
In France, you would call it a Royale with cheese. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it was. Maybe the UFC told him, hey, bro, like, you got to be tighter on the weigh-ins. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the commission, because he works for the part of the commission, and they're like, hey, you need to be a little bit more tighter on this shit, Yeah, but they cut the man's salary, but they give it to the other side. So it's not like it's saving UFC money. They take 20% of his purse, give it to his opponent. So I was thinking of that, but that's not going to work. So I don't know what it was. But anyways, Fluffy did make weight. I mean, I think Fluffy wins this fight, personally. The way Dolitze has looked late in fights is just a red flag to me. I think he's going to gas in this fight. I think he's going to get finished later in this fight. But you cannot not play Dolitze by sub at 11-1 and Dolitze by sub 1-2 at 26-1. You cannot not play those, man. Or if that makes sense, you cannot not play them.
Yeah, you have to play them. It's a double negative.
You have to play them. You have to play them. It's 26-1. Someone Hernandez is going to grapple. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's going to go in there. He's going to put him through the fucking washing machine and cycle grappling, right? And with that cycling, we are going to get attempts from Dolitze. That's all he does off his back is attempt knee bars, heel hooks, you name it, calf slicers, you fucking name it, he's going to attempt it. And I said it in my Discord, and I said it on my show. Craig Jones said when this guy was a white belt, he came into a very prominent jiu-jitsu gym, and he asked them if he could roll with them. They said, no, you cannot roll with the pros. You have to go with that team. Well, in that team, there was a two-time world champion black belt that wasn't rolling with the pros that day, and Dolitze rolled with him and submitted him by heel hook. After he submitted him, he just got up. He said, I award myself a blue belt, and he walked out of the gym. All right. The other thing I listened to is Marab on YouTube. There's a video out there. I don't know what it's called, but Marab is talking about how Dolitze and Hamzat were in the gym sparring or rolling, whatever they were doing. And he was training, and then he heard Chimaev yell, something. And he looked over, and Chimaev was holding his knee. And then he went to put ice on it. And Dolitze was like, I got you, motherfucker. Like, he was laughing and stuff. And apparently they were rolling, and he took Dolitze down, and Dolitze got him with like a heel hook or something and fucked up his knee. So, like, this guy is, if Craig Jones is talking about how high level he is with these submissions, I'm listening, bro. I'm like, listen, I'm like, okay, well, yeah, Fluffy's good on the ground, but I don't care how good you are, right? If someone has a real good bite on a knee bar or a heel hook, you're probably fucked. He's going to tear up your knee. He already did it in the UFC. He did it to Phil Haas. He tore his knee before he knocked him out. And we saw the calf slicer against a very good grappler in, what's his name? The Denmark guy. Who? Hermanson. He had a calf slicer on him, inverted him. It was like the nastiest thing ever. And then he started fucking pounding on him, So, I mean, 26-1, sub 1-2. Like, we know this fight's hitting the ground. We know how Dolitze attacks off his back. He's going to attack. No matter what is happening, he is going to attack. And I do think the other thing with Fluffy, I do want to say, I love the guy. He's catching many big tickets. He fucks up the positions a lot on the ground, bro. He's scrambling, doing stupid shit. And, he almost got caught against Brandon Allen. But Brandon Allen is like more of a back taker. He's not. Brandon Allen's not going for heel hooks and knee bars and all these weird fucking submissions that honestly, I doubt that Fluffy's training against someone that's good, with those. So, like, when Dolitze catches him with one of them, Fluffy's going to probably be like, what the fuck is happening, right? Before Dolitze transitions to some other fucking weird, heel hook or some crazy sub. So, yeah, I mean, 26-1, dude. It's just sub 1-2, even sub 11-1. Like, he's going to – I've seen him even when he's tired against Imavov, he was still rolling. He actually rolled for a knee bar and got on top of Imavov in round 4. So even when he's tired, he's so used to that shit that he even said it too in his interview. He said, I know he's going to grapple me. I know he's going to want to put, through a high pace. I welcome it. He said, I welcome the grappling because I'm going to do my stuff when I'm on the ground, basically. So, yeah, Tim? I mean, you could play 3-4-5 Hernandez, but the lines suck. The lines suck, man. They're probably the lowest I've ever seen, by the way.
They are some of the worst lines ever. I mean, dude, anybody that's a fan of this show knows that both you and I have been on Fluffy all the way, every single fight, basically from till here. So here's my thing. Like, I'm not gonna shit on Fluffy at all, because like he's like top 3 money makers for me since I started betting, like for being a fighter. Like, just legit fucking has cashed so much. He's cashed me so much fucking money. So I literally love the fucking guy from a betting perspective. But here's the thing. Like you said, he's fought the absolute perfect matchups for like 6 fights. Like, you have Josh Fremd. Josh Fremd reversed him. I think Josh Fremd won round 1. I need to confirm that, but I think he lost round 1 to Josh Fremd. But Josh Fremd reversed him, got him in a bad position. He fought Marc-Andre Barrio. We just saw, but Marc-Andre Barrio is he's not a grappler. He's just a power bar striker, walks forward, doesn't look to grapple. After that, he fought Edmund Shabazian. We know fucking at this point what Edmund Shabazian is all about. Everybody knows how you beat him. Same thing, like ability to get Shabazian down in round 1, ability to gas him out in round 2, and then like start the cycle and start the pressure cooker. But again, it's fucking Edmund Shabazian. Like, so you have 3 fighters all right there. 2 of them are perfect matchups. Then you go to Roman Kopylov, same fucking thing. Non-grappling striker that gasses out. Round 1, couldn't get him down. Round 1, I'm absolutely hammering live at plus 100 because he can't get him down and he's getting punched. He's getting beat up striking. Same exact archetype fighter, gassy striker, can't grapple. And then you go Pereira, not necessarily the same type of perfect archetype, but gassy, can grapple, but can be taken down, but super gassy, 5-round fight. This guy's he's gonna eventually rinse him, starts rinsing him after first round, some hairy moments in the first round, same thing, eventually fucking cooks him. And then you go to Brendan Allen, and I was like, last fight, I was like, oh, this fight could be split. Like, I actually was thinking, like, I got off the train last fight because of the first time that he fought Brendan Allen. I was like, I'm watching that fight back, and it's a great fucking fight. And in the first round, first 2 rounds, he gets mounted twice by Brendan Allen. He gets reversed, he gets his back taken, he gets mounted, he gets his back taken. And it's just like over and over and over that he's losing positions. He's going super aggro, losing positions. And that's basically what he does. He's not great at like controlling guys. Like, he's great at sliming, like slithering through like a fucking snake and transitioning round and round and round as you're getting up, and then maintaining position or getting the next takedown and then rinsing and repeating. And everybody just fucking gasses out doing that. That kind of goes along with what you're saying. Like, there's no way, I don't think that if Roman gets to mount in the same position that Brendan Allen got, like, dude, he's going to fuck him up on top. He's going to rain strikes. Like, he's not going to do what Brendan Allen did and like lose position at that point. Like, that's where or if he gets his back, like in the last fight with Brendan Allen, I feel like the RNC is going to be there. Like, I just feel like this guy's a very dangerous grappler. If he gets on top, like what he did to Kevin Holland, like, he's fucking dangerous on top. And I do think that he's got 2 rounds that this is going to be going really, really well. And then I think it's potentially even that he could get one of the next 3 rounds that if Fluffy makes a mistake and doesn't really hold him down, it'll obviously Fluffy's pressure cooking style is going to work later on in the fight. And I think rounds 4 and 5 are very high percentage that he's cooking him and winning those rounds. But like, if you would have told me pre-fight that Rainer DeRitter is going to win round 5 unanimously versus Rob Whittaker, I would have told you you're fucking high. Like, there's just no way. Like, I would have lost a lot of money on that he's winning the cardio battle if it gets to round 5. And it's exactly what happened. And Rob's death gassing in like the end of round 2, and he's struggling to fight in rounds 3, 4, or 5, and he's struggling to fight through in round 5. He's definitely doesn't have anything left. So we've seen weirder shit like happen that, you know, if Fluffy's going and he loses position in round 3, 4, 5, and he struggles in round 1 and 2, like this could be really greasy for him. And it could be a situation where he maybe loses a close decision. But I think you're right on the money with the sub. Like I think it's sub 1, sub 2. And then I wouldn't even like hate taking a small stab on what you were saying with like, on like that, what I was just kind of describing, like Roman by split is plus 2,500. Like if he wins round 1 and round 2, or they're close back and forth, all he needs is one of the next 3 to be close to get a potential split. And it's like, I really like I like the sub in the round 1, round 2, kind of round 3 subish more than the split. But I could see him winning a split here for that same exact reason. I think he could win rounds 1 and 2, lose rounds 4 or 5, or be close, and then 3 could be really close, or any one of the last 3 rounds. If Fluffy doesn't consolidate position and he can reverse, so he can just get on top and start doing more damage, that any one of those rounds could potentially be greasy or close. So yeah. I don't know what you think about that.
I really don't think, like, I've heard a lot of people say Roman deletes a decision. I don't really think this guy's a minute winner though. Like I get the fight. He beat Marvin Vettori standing, but Vettori, bro, he's washed, bro. Like Vittori's absolutely washed.
Yeah, so, it's not like the striking for strike. They're not going to be striking for long periods of time. But like grapples.
Here's my problem with the grappling. I know people are saying he could reverse and he could do all that, and you know that takes energy. Like that's not just like he's not taking energy, right? And really, in none of his fights in the UFC has he had to deal with a lot of grappling. Okay, none. One fight, he dealt with some grappling, and that was Staropoli.
Yeah,
and
Jackerman.
Hermanson was just 2 takedowns. It was like literally not much, you know. It wasn't a prolonged grappling, you know. There was literally 2 takedowns. I think Hermanson went 2 for 2, if I'm not mistaken, but 2 for 3. So there wasn't a lot of grappling. Like he got taken down, whatever, got up, and then got taken down, and he reversed, and he finished, right?
Well, he reversed him. He reversed him both times. He reversed him,
and he got up,
and then he took him down.
Yeah. And then now the Staropoli fight, it's an eye opener for me because in round 3, he's tired. You can visually see him tired, and Staropoli starts landing takedowns on him, you know, and he looks visibly tired there in that fight. You know, Staropoli went 2 for 2 on takedowns in round 3, and Dolice went 0 for 3 in that round. So it's like, yes, I get the fact that he can reverse and do all that, but man, Fluffy's pace is different
for sure.
Everybody's.
For sure.
And Fluffy showed me that he can be on bottom and he can be in very bad positions versus very, very high level grappler in Rodolfo Vieira when he was fresh. Remember when he was fresh early and still fight out of him and, you know, come back and finish. Even though I don't think Dolice is going to gas like that. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying this is 5 rounds, bro.
That's the difference.
I'm telling you, he can do the reversals in round 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be, because I do think Fluffy's still going to keep going in round 3, 4, 5. He's not going to stop, bro. This has been his MO in every fucking fight. And when you look at Dolice in round 5 against fucking Imavov, on his back like a turtle, flopping all over the place, dead tired, that's a red flag to me, bro. That's a big, big red flag. And so he's done that numerous times in round 5 where he's looked absolutely, completely hosed, done. So,
yeah,
I mean,
I'm absolutely going to have like 4 or 5. I'm going to have bets on round 4 or 5, even though they're 10-1 and 12-1 for Fluffy.
I know people are saying they see Fluffy. I don't see this fight hitting the scorecards. He's either going to sub Fluffy early or he's going to fucking drown. That is, and I think he probably knows that too, to be honest. I think he knows that he either needs to finish early. You know, people, I get the fact that he reversed Imavov in round 4 and but Imavov was death gassed himself. He was dead tired in that fight in round 4. You know, Fluffy has just different cardio than all these guys, man. It's his weapon. That's literally his weapon.
Yeah.
In every fight, cardio. So
yeah. I'm with you. I think he probably finishes him in round 4 or 5, but the lines on the early sub for Roman and like I said, like any one of those, it might not make it to round 3. Yeah, Roman hasn't been easy to finish early. He's been super durable. No. Like he's not.
I don't think Hernandez is going to finish him early. He's not really. The thing with Hernandez is not a finisher early. He just isn't. Look at his history.
He doesn't win round 1s. Like he loses. That's what I was saying. Like in my breakdown, like he doesn't win a lot of rounds versus worse guys.
But the thing is, well, I wouldn't call Kopylov a worse guy because Kopylov is a 10 times better striker than
but like Josh Fremd, like he's losing positions to Fremd. Like he's losing a position.
Did he lose round 1 to Fremd? I don't think so.
He might have lost round 1, but I know he lost position.
But these guys, here's the thing. The guys that he lost round 1 to is Roman Kopylov, I think, who's an extremely good striker, and he has good takedown defense. I mean, let's be honest, when he's fresh, right? Edmund Shabazian, who's a complete front runner, like he's probably the best round 1 fighter in MMA history. And Pereira, I don't know if he lost round 1, but he could have. But he's also a super good striker early and explosive. The thing with Dolitze is his striking is not good, bro. Like, honestly, I think, not joking, I think Anthony Hernandez is the better striker of the two.
But here's where he's dangerous, though. He's dangerous, not pure striking, but he's dangerous if he just clinches him up and he can't get him down. Like if he goes in the clinch with him, knees to the body.
But he's gonna drop. He's gonna drop for a double, man. He's not gonna stay there. I don't think so.
It's the same thing that happened with Kopylov. That's where he was getting beat to shit.
Kopylov is he has better takedown defense, bro. This guy's like okay with you taking them.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Yeah. He's like, all right, take me down. I'm gonna play my game now, right?
Yeah.
Like I think he's like he said in his interview, he's like, yeah, he wants to take me down. All right, take me down. Then we'll play jujitsu, you know? So he's okay with it. He's very comfortable with the fact that he can roll. He's very good down there. And I agree with him. He's good. But how long? How long are you going to be able to invert for heel hooks and fucking knee bars and reversals? Like, you're going to get tired, you know? And then, not to mention, you know, none of these guys really are like Fluffy, like rinse and repeat, back takes, this, go through it, front choke, blah, 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 blah. Like, keeps going, bro. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We broke that fight down like crazy. Let's go over to our Lambo parlays. 544 people. I got 2 of them. I will just crank them out right now. No waiting, no stopping. First one is, it is Fernandez KO, Ursig sub, Stirad sub. It is 41 plus 41.75. All right. My next one, Gene Matsumoto, rounds 2 and 3. So mix and match it. However you want to do it. 2-3 KO on FanDuel. You could do 2-3 sub. Mix those two, right? So 2-3 KO with Christian Duncan by points. Jocelyn Edwards by points is 60-1. And 2-3 sub with the same 2 is 40-1. Tim, off to you, my friend.
I have Fernandez KO, Edwards sub, Ursig sub, 31-1.
Is that? Well, Ursig sub, what?
Ursig sub, Edwards sub, Fernandez KO. Okay. 2 out of the 3. 41, first one.
What is it? 41
Fernandez, 31-1.
All right. All right. I got one more for everybody. This is not a Lambo parlay, but it's a ticket that I made with this is an art special, but I made this one. It's a significant strike prop parlay. I don't know if it's still there. I hope it's still there. I made two of them actually. The Lucindo Hill fight to have 155 significant strikes plus, and the Feely Rodriguez to have 145 plus. That's 34-1. Those two. If you add Storiolenko Fernandez at 110 plus to those other two, it becomes 156-1. No, sorry, not Storiolenko. What did I say? If you add the Edwards Cachoeira at 145 plus, it becomes 156-1. So, yeah, those are it, Tim. Those are my extra little. I like that Feely one, man. I think that Feely one is way off. 145 plus at plus 600 is off, in my opinion. I think there's going to be a lot of striking in that fight. So, all right. 552 live viewers. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate everybody in chat. You guys are the best. I love you too, Philly. Don't get a ticket, please. If you do, and if it's from Marlon Moraes, send it to me. I will talk to him for you, and he's gonna probably let you off the hook. Thank you to everybody again. Appreciate all of you. Good luck tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna do final bell. I said I was gonna do it last week. I didn't do it. Maybe I do it. We'll see. I'm gonna probably look at some ladders on takedowns and significant strikes when they have them, and maybe I'll have it. What time does it start?
3 Chicago time.
So it starts at 1 my time. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I have one. All right. Appreciate all of you. Good luck tomorrow. PFL Africa. Yeah, that's not the best card. I have a couple of bets on it, but it's not the best card. This PFL Africa, man. A lot of unknowns and guys from EFC. Anyways, thank you very much. Tomorrow, the good card is BKFC. We're gonna crush BKFC. Last week we missed by one for a 56-1. One fighter fucked it up with a closed eye. All right. Good luck tomorrow. Let's cash these tickets for UFC Vegas 109. See you guys tomorrow. Good luck.